decided who will go first or chosen numbers? No. Well, for expediency's sake, for the opening statements, I will go from my left to right. For the closing statements, I'll go from my right to left. This is a forum for the candidate. I should start by saying good evening. I'm Jackie Colder-Peebles. I will be your moderator this evening. This is a forum for the candidates vying for the seat on the West Contra Costa County School Board. We're using the League of Women Voters format for this candidates forum. I would like the audience to please hold all applause until the forum is finished. There are many here who favor one person or the other. And if we applaud for each of the candidates after they speak, and you can count, there are 10 of the candidates here, we will be here for a long time this evening and never get done. At the end of the forum, we will have as much applause as we can muster. The candidates will have, and I want to start out by being fair, 2 minutes each. And I want the candidates to keep in mind with the 2 minutes. For your opening statements, probably 2 minutes, maybe it will be shortened to 1.5 depending on our time constraints. For closing, you will be asked questions from the audience. I will read the questions to you. And you'll have 1 minute to respond to each of the questions. A timekeeper who is sitting to my right will keep track of the time and will raise her card. Can you show them what to do? Raise a card to let you know when there is 30 seconds left. And what are you saying? Yeah. Your time is up. There is a screener here, or there are 2 screeners here. They will be passing out and collecting index cards of the questions from the audience. They will give the written questions to me. The screeners have one additional duty, and that is to review the questions and to consolidate them to keep them from being duplicated. A word of caution to the audience. Please write your questions in a general way so that each of the candidates may respond. Candidates should all respond to them, and otherwise the questions directed at one candidate won't be used, it won't be asked. The screeners will sort them out. I'd ask the audience that has questions, please write legibly. If you need help with the wording or writing of the questions, the screeners can help you with that also. The screeners will group the questions into categories of a similar nature, and I will then read the questions to the candidates, and we will have the candidates to answer the questions. With reference to the questions that are being asked, I'm going to alternate the order so that it's not to favor one or the other. The candidates are seated in alphabetical order. To my left is Ms. Block, Peter Chow, Overy Christian, Valerie Cuevas, Raquel Donoso, Ayana Kirkland Young, Madeline Cronenberg, Elaine Merriweather, Mr. Phillips,
Hi.
and Chester Stevens. Rita Xavier is our timekeeper this evening.
Along with Joan Carpenter.
Along with Joan Carpenter and
Maria
Allegria. So let's get started. And as I said, you will have 2 minutes as an opening statement, and please, because there are so many of you, stick within the time frame that's allotted. We will start with Elizabeth Block for the opening.
Hello, is this working? That's a yes?
Sound check.
Can you hear me? Yes. Okay, thank you. Good evening. My name is Liz Block, and I want to thank the League of Women Voters for giving us this opportunity to present our stories and the issues to you, the voters. I'm running for school board because I believe all our students should and can have a better education and have better educational outcomes that prepare them more for work or college. I'm running because I believe our district needs better fiscal oversight and transparency, especially as it relates to our bond program. I'm running because I want to ensure that we have more open relationship and a closer relationship with the community, and that we rebuild trust within our school district and for our school district. As a board member, I will set policies that encourage community members, teachers, principals, classified staff to give feedback to the board from their important perspective so that we know what is and is not working in the school district. My educational background leaves me well prepared to serve on the school board. I've worked in the schools for 32 years as a principal, a special education administrator, and a school psychologist. Most recently, I helped raise achievement in one of the lowest performing schools in the state, raising our API 61 points in 1 year. And we did that mainly by changing the way we looked at what the students can do and increasing rigor in their program. That's my time, so I just want to say that seeing the inequities in our district, I wanted to bring what I know to West Contra Costa County, or Unified, to improve our schools. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I know it's difficult, but let's try to stay within the 2-minute time frame. Peter Chow, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Chow. I am a proud, homegrown product of this school district. I grew up right here in the city of Richmond, and I graduated from Pinole schools. In Pinole Valley High School, I sat as a student board member to represent students. I sat on the board with 5 other board members. After I graduated from high school, I graduated from Dartmouth College in 2008, went to the UC Hastings College of the Law, just graduated from law school, and I currently work for the District Attorney's Office here in Contra Costa County. I'm running for school board because I believe that every single one of our students deserves the same fair shake that I got at Pinole schools. When I was at Pinole Valley High School, I was not identified as gifted and talented. I was not at risk either. I was just one of those middle-of-the-road students who sat in the back just trying to do the homework. But because I had great teachers who reached out to me and said, "Hey, Peter, what's going on? Why aren't you paying attention in class? Why aren't you doing your homework?" That's what ignited the fire inside me. I want to make sure that those same great teachers stay in our school district. I want to make sure that we attract new teachers, lifelong educators inside our schools, so that way every student has the same fair shake I got. Those are some of those reasons. Those are some of the reasons as to why I'm running for the school board. I hope that you'll consider voting for me. Just go to www.peterchow.com. I'm sorry, www.votepeterchow.com, and that's spelled C-H-A-U. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chow. Next, we'll have Othry Christian.
Yes, hello, my name is Othry Christian, and I am a product of Richmond. I am a native of Richmond, California. My family came here in 1940s, and all my brothers attended the schools here in this district, and I graduated from Kennedy High School in 1985, and then from there I went to Howard University in Washington, D.C., graduated my degree in criminal justice. My minor degree is in political science, And also I had an opportunity to work on Capitol Hill under the leadership of Congressman George Miller while I was in Washington, D.C. And then also I was involved in a lot of inner city youth activities, helping our young people in D.C. to succeed. And from there, I'm back here in California where I'm at now. And I've been working here in the school system since 2005. Been working with our young people, not only in the schools, but in the community. I'm a community activist. I've been part of the community of the Iron Triangle, president of the Iron Triangle Neighborhood Council, and we've been working on improving our community. So I know it has to be a great relationship between the community and the school, a partnership. And I know I expressed in the past that Hercules and Pinole and Richmond and San Pablo and El Cerrito, we all have, and Kensington, we all have to work, there has to be a partnership with the school and the community. And so I'm here, I'm running for school board. I'm in it to win it because I believe that here I stand and as a testimony from the school system. People counted me out, but I'm here to deliver. And I know that academics and knowing that safety and knowing that our students needs to be at the center, and then we must retain and hire qualified teachers so that teachers will be able to equip our young people from elementary through middle through high school. We don't want to lose not one more young person to the streets, because you lose them to the streets, violence comes. And so education is the key to success.
Thank you, Mr. Christian. Next we'll have Valerie Cuevas.
Thank you. My name is Valerie Cuevas, and I want to be your next school board member. And you're going to find that there are lots of folks up here who want to do the same. I'm going to make my case to you why I think I'm the one you should vote for. You're going to get 3 chances to vote for folks. I just want to be one of them. I moved to the Bay quite some time ago because I believe this is a place of opportunity. Like many of you, maybe you weren't born here, but you live here in the Bay, you pay taxes, you send your kids to school, maybe you work in the Bay. This is your home. It's my home too. The education of our children in this district is equally as important to me as anyone else. And I'm going to say it's equally important to me even though I don't have children. There are plenty of folks who don't have children in this district. And we need them to be there with us to make sure our schools are the best that they can be. And then we need to work with the parents that do have children in our district. Because at the end of the day, this is about whether folks in Richmond, or in El Cerrito, or here in Pinole, or in Hercules, if we see ourselves connected. So lots of folks will take the opportunity, but there's that saying. How many of you heard that saying? I think it's Mark Twain. He said, success is where opportunity and preparation meet. Have any of you heard that before? Okay. This is the opportunity. I'm going to tell you why I think I'm the best prepared to get us to success. One, I've actually served in a school district before as a chief of staff to a school board member. I understand the dilemmas. I understand the challenges. I know what it's like to have stakeholders from every background asking you to do right by kids. I've also served as an assembly member who chaired our assembly committee on higher ed. I know the interplay between the state and the local. And last, I served as the executive director for an organization focused on kids. It's my pattern. I've spent my life, my career. I didn't just wake up one day and decide I wanted to be here for kids. I've done it my entire life, whether I was a college counselor, or whether I went and advocated to bring more dollars to our district through the local control funding formula. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cuevas. Next we'll have Raquel Donoso.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I'm Raquel Donoso, and I'm running for school board because I believe that education is a game changer. I'm the daughter of immigrants who came to this country looking for better opportunities and was always told that the road to those opportunities starts with a great education. And I've devoted my entire life to opening those same opportunities for other young people and other families. Right now, I run a Promise Neighborhood initiative in San Francisco, a $30 million Department of Education initiative that's focused on creating the pipeline for young people from cradle to career. And just as important as what I do professionally is what I do when I'm not at work, which is raising my family. I've been a public school parent now for over 15 years with my older son. I now have an 8th grader who's at Korematsu Middle School here in West County. And I'm absolutely 100% dedicated to making sure that the opportunities that I and others have had are opportunities that all students in West County can have. I've been an engaged parent, so I've served on the PTA. I've been president with my older son's PTA school. I've served on the school site councils. I've done things like increase engagement of other parents when I was on the PTA. I've done things like allocate resources on the school site council to programs that enrich and engage our young people to increase their academic achievement. So I have on-the-ground experience. I'm a hard worker, and I have an absolute commitment. School is a time that young people make a lot of big decisions about their life. And while our district has some quality schools, many of our students are not getting what they need to compete and succeed in this society. I know we can aim much higher. I will set higher expectations. I will do things that will engage more parents and make our schools the best schools that they can be. So I welcome your vote on November 4th. Thank you.
Very good time.
And I stay on time, always.
I would ask the audience to turn on all cell phones if they haven't done so yet. Next we'll have Anza High.
Thank you, and I want to thank everyone for coming out tonight and giving me this opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Ayanna Kirkland-Young, and I'm running for school board member because I am a concerned parent. I grew up in this district. I graduated from Pinole Valley High School, and I've been raising kids in this district for the last 15 years. I have 7 children, 4 of which are currently enrolled in the district, and I am also a plaintiff's attorney. I have my own firm, and I represent plaintiffs in employment suits. So I'm an advocate by nature. I believe that the school district has several issues, but I'm focusing on 3 issues. The first one is I believe that student education has to be our priority. And what do I mean about that? I mean that our students are having problems in reading and science. Those things need to be addressed. I would love to see us have full-day kindergarten here so that when our children get to 1st grade, they can actually be reading at the level they're supposed to be reading at. I want to see enrichment programs opening up, after-school programs. We've built these beautiful schools here, but we're closing down after-school programs. We need tutoring for these after-school programs so that we can address the issues that our students are having. Also, I want to focus on our teachers. I love teachers. I was actually going to be one before I became an attorney. But our teachers spend just as much time with our students as we do, and their position has to be loved, cherished, and respected. And so I'd like to see them get the resources they need so that they can be the teachers that we want them to be and the successful teachers that they can be. Also, one more important thing, I want us to follow the money. I want to know what we're doing with the money. I am a property taxpayer, and I know that many of you are. So I want this district to be open and work with the community so that we can work together and how our money is being spent. If it's being spent efficiently and really with what the community wants to do. I'm connected to this district. I was a substitute teacher before I became an attorney, so I have relationships throughout the district. I know exactly what's going on here, so I hope for your vote on November 4th. Thank you.
Thank you. Next we'll have Madeline Cronenberg.
Thank you. And I want to thank the League for their support tonight in helping us put this together. My name is Madeline Cronenberg, and I have served on the school board for the past 8 years, which has been an enormous honor for me. During that time, I've learned a great deal about our district. I came as a parent. I've had 5 children go through public education, 4 of them in the district, and I learned early on that you needed to be an engaged parent. So I was president of the PTA, I was on site council, I was on many district committees, and that led me to understand that serving on the board is a very important role for community members and for people who've had connection to kids. My occupation is teacher. I taught in Hayward Unified School District for 30 years. I got the Teacher of the Year award back in '03. I'm very, very connected to teaching and to teachers and honor teachers. During the last 8 years, we had enormous struggles with funding, as everybody knows. Even though we lost $29 million out of a $250 million budget, we were able to get out of bankruptcy and to continue to grow the achievement of our students. I'm incredibly proud of everybody on our staff who did that. I think it was an amazing job, and as much as we're not where we all want us to be, because we all want to be the strongest district in the state, we've come a very, very long way. I want us to continue that journey, and I'm going to ask you to bring me back so that we can continue to raise test scores as we have, and to keep our schools safe and have our children grow in a way that we were all proud of. We had 2,000 people connect with us in the strategic plan and come up with whole child, whole community. That's my motto. We want our children to be whole. We want them to have every possible advantage. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Cronenberg. And next we'll have Elaine Merriweather.
Hi, I'm Elaine Merriweather, and I'm running for a second term. Oh,
Timekeeper has some technical
That's
issues here.
Someone else's timer.
Okay.
We can begin now.
so I'm running for my second term on the board, and I'm running because I want to continue to move the district forward. I have been focused on increasing our achievement gap as far as bringing our children together. And I promoted full-service community schools. And with full-service community schools, that brings school resources along with community and partners resources to really bring student outcomes. And so things like that are the things that I have been focused on. And one of the things I'm very proud of is I initiated transitional kindergarten in the district, and we piloted before it actually became a law. And because I believe that if we start young with our young children, the research have told us that if you start young, then your outcomes will be better on the end. And so those are the kind of programs that I have been working on. But I also bring experience to the board. Just like many of my colleagues, I started as a parent back in the 80s. I have 2 grown children now who have been through the district, and with them I worked PTA, school site council, but I even went further than that. I brought parents together around multicultural issues. And because of that, I was acknowledged by KTVU for Parents Make a Difference. But I'm asking you to support me for my re-election because I know that in order to make change, it takes time. It doesn't happen just all at once. And I know for a fact that we are progressing in this district. And so that's why I'm asking you to support me for another term.
Thank you, Ms. Merriweather. Now we'll have Mr. Phillips.
Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to start by thanking the league for putting this forum on. I think this is a great public service, and I look forward to participating in the rest of the forums. My name is Mr. Phillips. I'm running for the school board because I want to help our children. I have no other reason for running. As a parent, member of the first 5 Contra Costa Children and Families Commission, labor relations representative in K-12 public schools throughout the Bay Area, attorney and former substitute teacher here in the West Contra Costa Unified School District and the San Francisco Unified School District. I believe I have the right combination of experience to help our schools move forward. My vision is that every student will attend a safe school where they are engaged and able to achieve academically. If elected, I promise to strive to make that vision a reality for all students, regardless of where they live or where they attend school. I look forward to dialoguing and communicating with all of you throughout this campaign, and I humbly ask for your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Phillips. And next we'll have Chester Stephen.
Good evening. I'm Chester Stevens, and I'm also running for the West Contra Costa Unified School District Board. I want to thank you all for having me here. It seems like we never stop having these forums. And what I've noticed is that in many of the forums, we don't get the right questions. I hope this time we really get questions. Because I'm an advocate for parents. My candidacy is about parents, an advocate for parents and students. Because I feel that it's all lost or gained inside the classroom. And so sometimes we think that, or we say that there's too much construction and not enough instruction. I'm a substitute teacher of math, science, English, it turns out history, because I'm invited to teach math and science, and when I come, in particular at this school, it's sort of a trick. They'll bring me in for math and say, would I teach history? So I do that also. I'm extremely qualified for this because I've had my foot in education for my entire life. I can't recall when I wasn't a student or wasn't teaching, even though my background is computer science. I'm from Silicon Valley, and I had a very esteemed career there with patents and all that in computer science. I'm retired. But I've been inside of the classrooms of virtually all the schools here, studying what makes a student successful. And it isn't brick and mortar. It isn't tons and tons of money. It's the talent of a teacher. And it's the teacher being helped to deliver that. So I'm aware of these things. My background is also musician, writer, and teacher. I'm a published author. I've been in kindergarten all the way through college, teaching and assisting students. And my company that I run is also about teaching children how to be successful in school. So I'm seeking your support. So please consider me as a serious candidate, because that I am. And I will deliver for you the change that we need in education. Thank you very much.
All right. I think even though we started a little bit late, we've got good time. Thank you all for being cooperative. This section of the forum will ask questions from the audience, the attendees. The screener is collecting questions now. However, one was waiting for me when I sat down. Let me read this question to you. The Ivy League Connection is a nationally recognized scholarship program designed to expose our students to schools outside of the UC system and the Cal State University system. What do you see in the future for the partnership between our district and the Ivy League Connection? I will start with Ayana Kirkland-Young. I will go that way to my right, and then I will continue with Raquel Donoso and go that way to my left. So, Ms. Kirkland-Young.
Sure. Honestly,
Microphone.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry, how much time do we have?
1 minute.
1 minute. Honestly, I think that we have a long way to go to really foster a relationship between Ivy League schools and our district. I think it's a great goal to get to, but I think right now we need to focus on making sure that our students can graduate from high school and making sure that our students can read. Right now, our students, when they get to first grade, they are supposed to know how to read by October. A lot of these kids are put on the retention list in October, because they're not getting enough instruction when they're in kindergarten. So I would say let's work on making sure our kids know how to read first and making sure that they can score high in science. And then let's look at a goal for Ivy League Connection. I know that there are students that can get there right now, but I think that our focus should be on making sure our students can read, graduate, and be able to score well in science.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Cronenberg.
I'm one of the co-founders of the Ivy League Connection program. And it's been around for 9 years now, and we've sent over 200 students to Ivy League programs, summer school programs on Ivy League campuses. It's been an extraordinary experience. I think certainly for me to get to know the kids and to travel with them to grow the program within the district. It's been also an opportunity for us to have the district become more visible to the schools themselves. And now the schools come and recruit on our campuses in a way they haven't done it before. So the question I believe was what I would want to do to continue the collaboration, and I would want to continue to be able to grow it. I think it's been a shining star. Anybody who wants to learn more about it can look at our blogspot, IWConnection.blogspot.com, and read what the students have to say about how this program in fact changed their lives.
Time. Thank you. We'll have Ms. Merriweather, please.
So I'm very familiar with the Ivy League Connection program, and I think that we should continue our partnership with the program. In fact, we should expand it. I've seen and talked to some of the young students who've been through the program, and they come back a different person. And I'm hoping that we can reach out to more colleges and have a bigger program. And I know that some people were concerned about just reaching out to more students, like at Richmond High and at Anza. But right away I saw that they reached out to those students, and they even helped them sometimes with the essays for that program. So I think it's an excellent program, and I think it's something that's working in the district. And if you have something that's working really well, why take it away, especially if our students are benefiting?
Thank you. Mr. Phillips.
Thank you for the question. I believe that the Ivy League Connection is a great program. I believe that it's a program that should continue. It's opening doors for many of our students that were not previously opened. However, I would like to piggyback on something that Ms. Kirkland said. The Ivy League Connection does only serve a fraction of our students. And so we need to make sure that while we're highlighting all of the achievements and the advancements that students like Peter Chow make through the Ivy League Connection, that we also keep our eye on the other students, the students who are struggling, the students who need the additional help, because every student in this district is important. Thank you.
Mr. Stevens.
And regarding this question, the Ivy League Connection, where students, as I understand, are sent off to Ivy League colleges, universities for a short period of time, and they actually come to the campus. The representatives from the university also come to the campus. And I'm proud to say that in Hercules, the Hercules High School has more students in that Ivy League Connection than anybody. At this time, I'd also like to commemorate Carl Ray, who just recently passed from San Jose. He was the first one taking students to historical black colleges on the East Coast and everywhere. So he just passed, and he preceded the Ivy League. And he did not say that it was just for the elite children. It was for everyone who wanted to go and get a breath of fresh air, a breath of what it's like to be in a college. I'd also like to thank Madeline Cronenberg and Charles Ramsey for coming to my organization, which was I was president of the Hercules Education Foundation, to ask for our assistance in that. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And next we'll have Raquel Donoso.
So I was one of those students that my counselor said, no, don't apply to UCLA, you could just go to community college. But I applied and I got in. I think one of the things that we really have to instill in our entire district is that this is a college and career-going culture, right? That we are building every single day a culture in this district that supports every single student, no matter where they are, in terms of what they want to do once they graduate and leave these doors. So that's what I am ultimately committed to. I do believe that that includes having programs like the Ivy League Connection, and I also think that it requires us looking deeper across all of the different programs and services and community-based organizations that are doing this work in our community.
Ms. Flores.
I feel really short behind that one, so I'm going to come out this way. Hey, Mr. Gosney, I'm right here. So here's the deal. It's wonderful to have those opportunities, but there's some hard facts. You have to qualify to even apply to university, which means you got to take the right set of courses. And Ivy League Connection is a wonderful opportunity, but only 22% of our kids are graduating with the requirements to even apply to university. Not just get in. And the few that get in, it's a wonderful opportunity because Ivy League is the top, and we should shoot for the top. But we need to make sure that we make that accessible for all students. My background, I started off, my counseling background is in student development in higher ed. It means we started a foundation, we support our educators that are helping our kids get there, and we make sure they have the skills once they get there, that we haven't set them up to fail. By making them think they're prepared, but when they get there, they drop out of school, or they find it difficult, or they can't compete. That's what I would represent. How do we support, when people talk about the whole child, let's support them from the pipeline, from early ed to graduate school.
Thank you for the question. I am for Ivy League schools. I don't know if you consider Howard University a historical black college, started in 1867. I attended that school, and from this area, and when I went there, my eyes were open to know there's more things out there. And so Howard University prepared me to be a good leader, a strong leader, and a leader that has vision. And so I want to see our young people to go to Ivy League, historical black colleges, to be involved in those areas. And let me just say this, it's academics. We need to instill in our kids in the beginning of kindergarten to have every kid say, I'm going to college. I'm going to college. I'm going to college. If you instill that in their minds, then every kid would be saying that, and every child will be able to move forward, to matriculate from elementary to middle school to high school and going to college.
Mr. Chow.
I grew up in a low-income, single-parent household. It was just me and my mom growing up. But when I was in high school, the lawyers in my mom's office passed around a hat and said, hey, Peter wants to go to debate camp. He wants to go to Stanford and Northwestern. And because of that, I managed to go there. And after that, my world changed permanently. That's the reason why I'll be a champion for the Ivy League Connections program. Because we need to institutionalize mentorships for our kids. I know what it's like to face adversity every single day, and I know what it's like to overcome that adversity. It's that perspective, that fresh voice that I'll bring to the board. But we do need to do more. It's right. We do need to do more than just the Ivy League Connections program. We need to talk about an Ivy pathway to put every kid on the pathway to the Ivy League. We need to talk about multiple pathways to a high school diploma, so that way people who are good with their hands can enroll in apprenticeship programs. So yes, I will be a champion of that program.
Ms. Block.
Well, I hear the Ivy League Connection described as a shining star in our district, but frankly, there's so many dark clouds in this district, I can't even see that shining star. And I think we're kidding ourselves if we send 22 students a year to the Ivy League Connection. Is that what we say then to ourselves, that we're doing really good things for our kids? Yes, we're doing good things for those kids, but what about all the other kids? What about the fact that we're getting an F in our education of African American students, and we're getting a D- for Latinos? I think all students should be getting more, and as far as having help with essays for college, that shouldn't be something that's just available to the few. I want to see high school programs where that's the norm. I was the first person in my family to go to college, and I never went to a museum until I was in high school. I was totally amazed at the world that was open to me, but there are other ways for this to happen for students. I'm not saying we shouldn't have the Ivy League Connection, but I don't think we should rest on our laurels of the Ivy League Connection.
Now, thank you all. That was the first of several questions I've got. With the next question, I'm going to start with you, Ms. Block, and go inward to Ms. Venoso. Then I will start with Mr. Stevens and go inward to Ayana Kirkland-Young. So the next question is, how would you improve communications between the district citizens and their representatives on the Citizens Bond Oversight Committees. I'll start with that one.
Well, I'm not really sure what the goal is in terms of the relationship between the Citizens Bond Oversight and the people in the community. However, if this is a goal to have a relationship to work for the Bond Oversight Committee to be working on behalf of the community, I would suggest that we have many small meetings in different locations where community members can come and meet with bond members and information can be shared so that the community is better informed. At this point, though, frankly, I'm a little more concerned about the level of information that the members of the Citizen Bond Oversight Committee themselves have, because as I understand it, they are having trouble getting information about the bond program. So for me, at this point, that would be a bigger priority.
All right. Mr. Chow.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. How would you improve communication between the district citizens and their representatives on the Citizens Bond